President Traore is standing up. He is saying the natural resources in Burkina Faso, they belong to the people of Burkina Faso.
A lot of reactions have followed General Michael Langley's statement accusing President of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, of trying to use the country's gold to, embezzle and protect himself. Well, let us watch the video that the general talked about.
That in order to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across. Even in Sudan, what's going on with the rapid support forces and Burhan of the Sudan forces, when you get down to it, is all about the revenue that can be drawn out of that. And there are nefarious actors in the CCP or in sometimes Russia are complicit in those acts.
Wow. You just saw the video. We're going to be exploring this complex issue shaping our world and Africa. Today we'll be diving into the controversy surrounding Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso. Traore's leadership has been marked by a commitment to protecting his country's sovereignty and promoting development. However, his efforts have been met with criticism from foreign powers, including the United States of America. Recently, U.S. Marine General Mike Langley, which was seen in the video you just saw and heard what he said, made some scathing remarks about Traore, which have been perceived as a threat to the president's leadership. But what's remarkable is the outpouring of support for Traore from the Burkina Faso people. Despite the challenges facing their country, the people of Burkina Faso are standing in solidarity with the president, rejecting foreign interference and demanding respect for their sovereignty. In this video, we will explore the context surrounding this controversy, the implications of General Langley's criticism, and what it means for Traore leadership and the future of Burkina. In January 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore seized power in Burkina Faso, marking his country's third coup in 8 years. Traore's rise to power was swift and decisive, with many Burkina babes seeing him as a strong leader who can address the country's security challenges. Interviews with them then were that they were tired of previous government's inability to protect them from terrorist attacks. Traore's determination to take control of the security situation resonated with many of them, and Traore's leadership style is actually different from those of its predecessors. He is willing to take a bold action and make tough decisions even if they're unpopular, like what has been seen. Traore's leadership style is characterized by commitment to protecting the country's sovereignty and promoting development. He's launched a series of initiatives aimed at boosting the economy, improving security, and promoting national unity. Traore's government has also been working to diversify the country's economy, reducing its dependence on foreign aid and promoting self-sufficiency. He's also prioritized security, launching military operations against terrorist groups and working to stabilize the region. However, Traore's leadership has not gone unchallenged. The U.S. Marine General Michael Langley, the head of U.S. Africa Command, has publicly criticized Traore's leadership, calling for him to step down. General Langley's criticism is significant because it reflects the U.S. government's concerns about Traore's leadership style and its government's relationship with Russia. The U.S. sees Traore government as being too close to Russia and is actually worried about implications for regional security. That's the observation of some people. And some people are also even thinking and also saying that the criticism is also seen as a threat to Traore's leadership because it may embolden his opponents and create divisions within the country. Traore's government is already facing challenges from terrorist groups and opposition forces, and General Langley's criticism may add to these challenges. Wow, why is this threat seen? Why is this thing seen as a threat to Traore? Well, many Burkina babes see General Langley's criticism. Well, many Burkina babes see General Langley's criticism as an attempt to undermine Traore's leadership and interfere in the country's internal affairs. This perception has sparked widespread outrage and protest in support of Traore. They said, and the Burkina Babes are actually saying, that they won't allow and let foreign powers dictate who should lead their country. They said Traore is their leader and they will support him. And they said General Langley's criticism is a form of new colonialism and won't be tolerated. And some are even saying that General Langley's criticism is a clear example of our foreign powers are still trying to control African countries. We need leaders like Traore who are willing to stand up to these powers and promote our interests, say so. Well, the implications of General Langley's criticism are actually far-reaching. It may lead to a deterioration in relations between Burkina Faso and the US and could potentially destabilize the region. That is why some experts are saying that the criticism may also lead to shift in Burkina Faso's foreign policy, with the country seeking closer ties with other partners such as Russia and China. This could have significant implications for the region and for global politics. And also, the situation is actually complex and it's difficult to predict how it will play out. But one thing is certain, Traore's leadership will be tested in coming weeks and months like we've been seeing. Yes, and the potential consequences of this General Langley's criticism are actually highly significant, because if the Traore's government is destabilized, it could lead to power vacuum that terrorist groups could exploit, and the security situation in Burkina Faso is actually already fragile, and General Langley's criticism may add to the instability. It's essential actually to find a solution that promotes stability and security in the region. And many Africans actually believe in Traore is leading the way. Traore's popularity actually stems from his commitment to African unity and self-determination. He's part of a new generation of leaders who are challenging the status quo and pushing for change. The US criticism of Traore is seen as an attempt to undermine African sovereignty. The protests demonstrate that Africans will not be swayed by external pressure and will stand up for their leaders who champion their causes. The love and admiration for Traore is just too much. It's just overwhelming, and it's actually palpable. He's actually seen as a hero, a leader who is willing to take risks and challenge the powers that be. His message actually resonates with Africans at home and in diaspora. Even international celebrities like Akon are showing their support for Traore. The tribute song "We Must Protect Our Home" has been a rallying cry for Africans who want to protect their sovereignty and dignity. The protests are not limited to Africa. Africans in the diaspora are also showing their support for Traore and demanding an end to Western interference in African affairs. Traore said, "We will fight for our country or we will remain slaves forever. We will not be dictated to by external powers. We will shape our destinies." And we can tell you this, that the protests in support of Traore demonstrate a growing sense of African unity and solidarity as Africans demand more accountability and transparency from their leaders. Traore's leadership style and vision for a self-determined Africa resonate with many. And the impact of this protest actually is going very, very far, because the protests have sent a strong message to the international community that Africans will no longer be silenced or dictated to. Traore's leadership has emboldened a new generation of Africans who demand the rights and freedom. The impact of this protest will be felt for years to come as Africans continue to demand more from the leaders. Well, the Burkina Faso people have made it clear that they stand behind Traore's leadership and reject any attempts to undermine his authority. This show of support is a testament to Traore's commitment to African sovereignty and self-determination. As we reflect on the implications of General Langley's criticism, one question remains: will African leaders continue to assert their sovereignty and independence, or will they succumb to external pressure? The future of Burkina Faso and the region depends on the ability of African leaders to navigate these complex dynamics and determine their own destiny. We must show support and also support African-led solutions and respect the sovereignty of African nations. The Burkina people's support for Traore raises a powerful message of resistance against foreign interference and a call for African unity and solidarity. Let us stand with the people of Burkina Faso and support the right to self-determination. As we look to the future, it's clear that African leaders will continue to face challenges from external powers. However, the support for Traore shows that Africans are determined to shape their own destiny and assert their sovereignty. The implications of the story go beyond Burkina Faso. It highlights the need for a more nuanced understanding of African politics and a more respectful approach to international relations. We encourage you viewers to actually engage with this issue and also share your thoughts even in the comment section, and don't forget to let this video go viral. Don't forget to share this video and don't forget to like the video. We'll be expecting your comments. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.